So, I really don't know how to start it. I just felt like God kept telling me, I need to share with people. Well, YouTube is one of the biggest ways to share with people on how I dealt with my demons. And the devil has attacked me, my family. I mean, even when I was a kid, my parents, like, super hard. And when I met my wife 6 years ago, the devil really started attacking me. Well, his demons would sit there and while I'm sleeping, and attack me by going through my dreams. Well, I'd have dreams of I'd hear something and I'd wake up in the middle of the night. I'd go in the living room and all I see is a big black silhouette. And if anybody's ever dealt with demons, especially like the demonic demons, that's all you see. You don't see a creature, you see a big black silhouette. And my kids would be on the other side screaming, "Daddy, daddy, daddy." Well, in my dreams, I can't move, I can't speak, I can't do nothing. Well, it's everything in the power of me to work around the couch trying to get it close to my kids. Well, as I'm fighting, I'd finally get out, go back to your rooms. And I'm squaring up with the demon. Well, as soon as me and the demon get ready to fight, I'd wake up. And then there's times where I would wake up paralyzed, like I'm being held down, can't move. I mean, I'd be wide awake and can't speak, can't move, feel like I can't breathe, like there's a weight on my chest, and then all of a sudden it would go away. Well, I had that dream several times, over and over and over. Well, I'm a Christian, so I kept praying. I had prayed for years. God's going to work in His time. So, after having those dreams over and over, and I got to the point where I didn't even want to go to sleep. I hated going to sleep, and God sent me a dream of almost like the world coming to an end, and I got me and my family in my truck, and we got my wife's AR, we got my AR, we got every pistol I own. My dad and my mom's in his truck, same thing. We're doing over 100 miles an hour, and we're going around cars. And in my dream, I knew we were trying to get to our property, which is 2,500 acres, so we can hide out. Well, all of a sudden I heard a big boom in my dream. Both vehicles died. Every car on the interstate died. Well, we pulled over to the side of the interstate. We all get out. Me and my wife get out. My mom and dad get out. And we're like, what's going on? Well, next thing I know, I look up in the distance and I see a blue light headed towards us, and I see people going up. I knew instantly it was God. Well, I jumped on top of the truck and I just threw my hands up. And I said, God, I'm ready. I'm sorry, y'all. Well, I woke up from that dream. Well, the devil tried to attack me again, and this time it was at the hunting lease. Like, I was in my bed at my house, but I was dreaming of being at the hunting lease in the middle of the night for some reason, and we're doing road work, getting the lease ready. Well, in my dream, dump truck driver comes up, and he's like, man, I can't go back there. I said, why? He said, man, there's stuff out here. I can't go back there. I said, man, I got you. I said, just come on. He said, I can't do it. I said, I'll ride with you. I got you. Well, I go jump in the dump truck with him, and we head back there. But we turn around, as soon as he shines the headlights, it's literally thousands of demons. I mean, just thousands. And he starts panicking in my dream. Man, I told you I can't do this. I told you. I told you. I looked at him. I said, man, calm down. I said, what did I tell you? I said, I told you I got you. Well, I get out the truck. I step in front of the truck, and I look at him. I said, start dumping. I said, and just follow me. So I start walking in front of the truck, and as I'm walking, the demons are parting. And it's like they're scared of me at this point. Well, when I woke up from that dream, it's like a peace come over me. And I've talked to the pastor, trying to figure out what the dream meant that God sent me, you know. And I didn't tell him about about the last dream. Well, they told me the best they could of what they thought that dream meant, you know. But us being a close family, always protective of each other, which we are. But to me, I knew that wasn't right. And I have literally spent probably 6 to 7 months trying to figure that dream out. Well, we was at church last Sunday. Well, no, I'm sorry. I was on a service call. And I'm a diesel mechanic. I run a service truck. I was on a service call, and it hit me. And the Lord just told me. He said, I told you. He said, I got you. I'm sorry, y'all. But he said, I got you. He said, that dream was to let you know to be prepared. Well, I said, okay, Lord. Well, I've had a couple dreams after that. Of the devil sending his demonic demons again, trying to test me, trying to get me. Well, the second to last dream, me and my wife was going to look at a house in my dream. Well, we walking through the house. We go see the master bathroom in this house. And she walks out, and I told her, I told her and the realtor, I said, I gotta pee real quick. So they walk out. All of a sudden, the lights go out in that bathroom, and it's like freaking nightfall hit outside. It was pitch black. So I'm standing there, and it had like a big tile walk-in shower. So I was standing there, and I looked in the shower, and I knew something wasn't right, so I kind of backed up a little bit. But sure enough, about this probably 6'5", 6'8" demon come walking out the shower. When he walked out the shower, in my dream, I wasn't scared no more. I walked up, and I got face to face with him. And that demon's, I'm looking up at him, he's looking down at me. And in my dream, I just start laughing at him, just laughing in his face. Well, the demon backs up, goes back in the shower, lights, everything comes back on. I wake up from the dream, and I'm like, that's it. I said, I got control. Well, the last dream, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember waking up, and this here was probably a couple of weeks ago. I remember waking up, and I can't move again. And I'm wide awake. I can't speak. It feels like a weight's on my chest, and it feels like my whole body's paralyzed. Well, I just start smiling, and I said, Jesus. I just called on Jesus. You know, it was everything I had to do it. But when I got it out, boom, you know, everything was good. I reached over, grabbed my phone, went on Amazon Music, and turned on my wife's praise and worship music. Turned my phone down and went back to sleep. Well, I anointed my house again. Anointed my house, prayed over it, you know, and if you're dealing with the same thing, just just pray. You know, ask God to shield your house. You know, take some. It can be cooking oil. It don't matter. Take it. Go on every door frame of your house, every window. Go to the corners of your property. You know, pray over the oil to anoint the oil, and over every cross that you put, pray over it. Pray over that room. When you do your property, go to every corner and pray over your whole property. And demons hate Christian music. They can't stand it. So play it during the day. That's what my mom does. She plays it during the day. And sometimes when they sleep. And I got to the point of where now I play my wife's praise and worship music almost every night. And for the longest, my wife didn't believe in demons. Like, she knew they were real, but she just didn't believe in all that. You know, even though, you know, we're both Christians. She's never had to deal with it. And, you know, my parents have dealt with it. My little sister, my little brother. My little brother's actually dealing with it now. Sorry, my little nephew's supposed to be coming over. But we lived in a house in Mobile, Alabama. I'm in South Mississippi now. But from the age of like 2 to 9, I lived in Mobile. Well, the house my parents bought when we were living in, we didn't know devil worshippers had it before we did. And Miss Davis, our neighbor, she's a sweet old lady. She was so glad that we were there, and she explained to my dad that, you know, the people who was living there before us would have sacrifice animals. You know, they had a little concrete pit, and they would sacrifice animals in that pit at night. Well, we got there, you know, after a couple of years. My parents almost got a divorce in that house. Things started happening on the inside. We had a big wooden box TV, and the 60, 70, and 80 babies know about this one. And it's one of those push-pull knobs to turn it on. Well, in the middle of the night, that TV would come on. And then you'd hear footsteps up and down the hallway. You'd hear drawers open and close. The very back bedroom, me and my sisters was always swapping bedrooms because all three of us hated that closet. Because at night, as kids, we would see red eyes in that closet. Well, we started going to church, and it was a Southern Baptist church. Well, back then, the preacher would come and visit. Well, that preacher walked up on the porch, stepped in our house, and stepped right back out. He looked at my dad. He said, "Come to my office." He said, "I can't go in your house." Well, he started explaining to my dad that, you know, something was in there. Something wasn't up. He needed to pray over the home. Well, my dad didn't think nothing of it. So he's always been a decent mechanic, running service calls. So he'd come home at 3, 4 in the morning and start hearing chattering. You know, a demon doesn't talk. it's almost like a noise. And when he'd step on the porch, it'd quit. He'd step off the porch, he could hear it. And once we moved out of that house, when I was 9 years old, uh, whatever's in there followed us. My first marriage, we got a divorce. We fought every single day. Never fought until we moved in together. Uh, but she kept telling me, my ex-wife kept telling me that something was up. She said because the trash can lid would just spin. I'm like, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. Well, I'm sitting on my couch one night watching TV, and I hear something. I'm looking, and my trash can lid is rocking back and forth. She said, see, I told you. I said, no, it's a rat fell in it or something. So I walked over there, picked up the lid, brand new trash bag, nothing in it. Well, I didn't have enough spell until I met my new wife, and me and her, I stayed at a church for, gosh, probably 10 years. Well, got my wife I got now, and she got me going back into church. And we've been together for almost 7 years now, married for almost 7 years. And when I started going to church, that's when the demons started working on me really hard. But I just felt like God told me to, tell people, put this out there. I talked to a lady. I was on a service call here a couple weeks ago, and she was going through the same issue. Me and her went to talking, and she said, when she fights in her dreams, it gets to the point of where she'll fight just to say Jesus in her dream. And I've done this a couple times too. And as soon as you get the word Jesus out, the demons flee. They don't want nothing to do with him. They know they can't handle him. So, just, put your faith in him. God's going to work it in his time. He's not going to let you deal with nothing that you can't handle. But if you're dealing with the same issue, just pray. Go to, even if you don't go to church, start going to church. Get saved. Accept Jesus in your heart. Because they might be able to, once you have Jesus in your heart and you got God on your side, they're still going to try to taunt you, but they can't hurt you. That's the only way that they can get you at that point is through your dreams. But as long as you don't let them, ain't nothing they can do to you. So my advice is accept Jesus, pray, and play worship music during the day. I mean, even if you turn it down low, play it during the day. Play it at night. I mean, just the difference you'll see just playing the worship music at night. And it ain't got to be real loud. Just put it on, turn it down to where you can barely hear it. And I guarantee you, you won't have another dream. God says where there's 2 or 3 gathered, he's with them. So, I mean, it doesn't mean that he's not going to be with you if you're single, But you call on him, and he's there. So, I just felt like God told me to, let people know, and this is the easiest and best way to reach people. So, God bless and stay safe.